Hello and welcome to Nick's Allotment Diary. Today I'm going to be joined by a fellow YouTuber who lives nearby to me. I'm going to show him round the plot. Can you guess who it's going to be? So here's John from John's Cooking Patch. Welcome John to Nick's Allotment Diary.
Okay, Nick.
I'm just going to show John now around the plot, and we're going to just have a little look and see what I've got growing at this time of the year.
Alright, great stuff.
So here's the garlic that I planted last weekend.
I think it would be last week.
Yeah, so as you can see here, the garlic's, we've got a bit of snow on the ground. We have had a bit of snow this last week, but not too much. But the ground is pretty frozen.
Yeah, it's,
you can see that it's pretty solid. But the garlic doesn't seem to mind that. I don't think garlic suffers too badly with frost. So I think you've got some garlic, haven't you, growing?
yeah, I've got garlic back home in the garden plot, and I've got about 4 grow sacks, and I've got two sacks with Germador in, and I've also got Cristo as well growing in the garden, and they seem to be doing okay as well. And right. Also down the plots I've got garlic in plot M12 as well. Right,
great, yeah. So I quite enjoy growing a bit of garlic. I've also got some elephant garlic which I've had sent to me from Nick's Allotment. I don't know if you know Nick's Allotment channel.
Yeah, yeah.
He's very kindly sent me some cloves of the elephant garlic, so they're not quite ready to go out yet, but I'm going to put them out in the plot in the next week.
That's right, Nick, and what I'm going to do with the elephant garlic, I'm going to keep them, I've only got 4 elephant garlic in the polytunnel at the moment. I'm going to keep them in the large flower pots which I got from a supermarket.
Yeah,
so
good.
They're going to keep on growing in there, just as an experiment, because I've never grown elephant garlic in my life before. So.
Great, that's good.
This is your shallots, isn't it?
So I've got some shallots, some onions that are left over from last year. So these are the sort of red onions.
In this row here?
Yes, in that row there. And then I think these here are baby leeks. So they were quite late going in.
Yeah.
And this is the rainbow chard, which looks a little bit sorry for itself after the
frost.
But to be honest, I think it's still surviving okay. This here is fennel.
Fennel, I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got, as you can see, the fronds are just starting to come show at the base there.
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's right, just here, isn't it? Yeah.
This here is the plum tree.
Yeah.
Now, in this bed, the plum tree I planted maybe about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've also got a thornless blackberry.
I was just going to ask about that,
Yeah, so that's a thornless blackberry.
Okay.
I sort of need to make a proper frame for it. That's one of my jobs that I need to do to try and train the blackberry up against towards this fence.
Yeah, how long has this thornless blackberry been here, Nick?
Maybe about 3 years. So I just do keep cutting it back.
It would be nice,
year.
as you say.
To grow it along the fence.
Along the fence, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the herb bed. Now some of the herbs obviously don't like the cold weather, so they're looking a little bit sad.
That's right, because I think it's the French lavender will not tolerate going too low in temperature.
Yes, that's right.
But the English lavender.
This is an English lavender actually. This one
that's
here,
right,
and that's done pretty well. That's flowered well this year.
Yeah. And then you've got your rosemary.
Rosemary there. And then that's curry plants.
Ah, right, okay.
So if you just take a little bit and smell it, it smells.
Oh yeah,
smells of curry.
I've never had any success in the past with curry plants, you know. So maybe if I get them down the plot in the future.
So this is my little herb bed.
Brilliant.
And then over here, these are the strawberries. Now, as you can see, they're a bit overgrown.
Yes.
I did have a lot of problem with bindweed last year.
Oh right, and they were encroaching into this area.
Yes. So the plan is, before the end of winter, will be to completely dig out this bed,
right,
and take out all the strawberry plants, take out as much of the bindweed root as I possibly can, and then re-establish the bed again.
Yeah, I like the way that you've got the fabric here, and then the holes in the fabric so that you could grow the strawberries through as well.
That's good, because it sort of does suppress the weeds a bit. The other thing that I need to do is build a proper frame to go over the top to keep the birds off.
Yes.
Because, as you know, birds like a lot of the fruit, and they tend to get to it before we do.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got to leave us some, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got. So here we are. We're now in the greenhouse. This is where I plant a lot of my seedlings and get things started. I have just today planted some sweet peas and some sweet peppers that I'm going to grow on at home.
Oh yes.
So I've got a heated propagator at home, and I'm planning to start those off in the heated propagator,
and then add the lights later once they've germinated.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's your elephant garlic, is it? Right?
Yeah, that's the elephant garlic that I had from Nick. So as you can see there, most of it is have got shoots on, but that one there hasn't quite shooted yet. So I'm just waiting a little bit longer. I believe they do take quite a bit of time to germinate.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and the other thing is once, probably in a short while as well, with the roots and coming down to the bottom of the modulars, they could be ready to go into the beds.
Yeah, of course. What we've got here is this is my flower bed, if you like. This is the part of the plot where I dedicate specifically to flowers,
which is great for your pollinators and
yes.
things like that.
So basically I've got quite a few rose bushes. I think I've got 3, maybe 4. So I've got this one here, and this one.
Yes, and I think you've got one over here as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've got another sort of dwarf rose.
Yeah, that
there.
looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I've also got some lavender.
Lavender, yeah.
And this here is a verbena. So these have
verbena, yes. I've got verbena back at home, Nick, in the garden by my little workshop.
So they've got purple flowers, and they're good for pollinators.
They self-seed pretty well as well,
they
don't they?
They certainly
do.
So
once they spread around, it adds a nice bit of colour amongst the roses and things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did you have sort of miniature sunflowers?
Oh yes, So yes, of course, sunflowers. I shouldn't forget sunflowers, should I? So yes, I did have some sunflowers in this bed.
Right, okay.
In fact, there's one that's died off now.
So the seeds are fallen in, and maybe even after these hard frosts, I find that the sunflowers they germinate, and you end up with a cluster at the bottom of the plant, isn't it?
Yeah, we could do.
Do you have spring bulbs anywhere, Nick?
Yes, actually, if we just come over here. If you just look here, there's some, can you just see there? There's just a few sort of daffodils.
And this little area here, this little slab here.
Some dwarf daffodils that will be growing up.
Great stuff.
So they should be coming out soon. So John, this area is a bit of no man's land where I've not got anything growing, and my plan this year is just in front of the fruit cage to give you a bit of orientation about where it is. What I'm planning to do is to build a large raised bed, and I'm going to plan to plant carrots in it. I've never had any luck with carrots, but I think they need quite sandy type soil.
Sandy type soil as well, and as you say, being raised above the ground, so it does try and deter the carrot fly as well.
And then I'm going to try putting some sort of a frame with maybe some Enviromesh to keep the carrot root fly off.
That's it. Yeah.
So John, this is the fruit area. I've got sort of various fruit bushes, including raspberries, a couple of apple trees, and there's a blackcurrant bush here, a few strawberries. But the main thing that I tend to grow in this area is rhubarb.
Oh right, okay.
So there's 2 large clumps of rhubarb. This one is the area where I've actually put a compost bin over the top,
and that's to force the rhubarb.
Yes, that's it. So if you have a look
yeah.
inside, here's the rhubarb that's starting to develop, the force rhubarb.
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah. So you can probably see that the leaves are sort of yellowy colour.
Yes,
because they're not getting the light.
Not getting the light, are they?
Compared to the ones that are outside,
yeah.
which are sort of like a greeny colour.
Yeah.
And one of the things about force rhubarb is that you tend to get sweeter rhubarb than normal.
The normal, yeah.
Yeah, and I've sort of had quite a lot of success of doing that over the number of years.
Yeah.
So I've got this clump here, and then another clump which is sort of just over in that direction over there. So this is the apple tree over here, John. This is I've got it's basically a duo apple tree, so it's two varieties of apple on the same trunk basically, but it's basically two branches. I can't remember, unfortunately, the varieties. But one of them sort of got a red tint to the apples, and the other ones are just purely green apples. And they're pretty sweet, the apples that I've had, and they always do quite well.
And is the blossom nice on it as well?
Yeah, they sort of have like a pinky coloured blossom.
It's probably slightly different from each other, aren't
yes.
they? The apple blossoms, but rather than being two on the same stock, sort of thing. Yeah.
And just in front of my plot here is the communal garden for the allotment.
Which is looking great.
So this is not. This doesn't belong to my plot. But as you can see here, we've got some daffodils that are just about to come out. They're looking nice and yellow there, the nice yellow buds.
And we've also got some primula, is it?
Yes, yeah. And
daffodils.
And also over here there are some tulips. Yeah, they're just coming through, and a few crocuses just poking out through the snow there.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity here with the spring blooms.
So this bed grows. We have lots of flowers that there's quite a lot of perennial flowers in this bed.
Oh, I see.
That grow sort of like up to 2 or 3 feet tall.
Yeah, and did he also have sort of miniature sunflowers and things like that in this bed?
No, they don't. But I have got some seeds of some small sunflowers. So maybe a good idea for me to plant some in the communal bed. Buddleia, yes, that's a buddleia. There's one at each end of this communal bed.
What colour, sorry, Nick, is the flower on this particular buddleia?
I think they're pink.
Pink, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, another great attractor for butterflies.
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
And looks like you've got box there as well.
Yes. There's some box along this side, and back to the rhubarb here.
Yeah.
So, John, thanks very much for joining me down at my allotment today. Have you enjoyed it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been great being shown around, Nick.
Yeah. So, if you want to check out John's channel, I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description of the video below. His channel name is John's Cuckoo Patch Vegetable and Flower Plots. Is that right, John?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's a bit tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long name, but a good channel. So if you want to check out his channel, have a look at the description below. Thanks very much for joining me at Nick's Allotment. I'll see you again next time.